Are we live? I think we're live. I think we're good. Gonna start the show in just a quick second, making sure everything is on point. Microphones on. All right, live. Love being live. Love being live. Let's start the show. Hey, I'm Bad Guru, aka Peter Hartman, aka Youngster Lover, aka super happy to be with you here tonight. My goodness, our boy Andrew Yang, New Hampshire. Nice speech. Rah, rah, rah. I think he did a great job. I think he did a fantastic job. Um, it's a little weird to listen to Andrew. He's talking in a room full of people. It's very big, it's loud. The way he yells and shouts, I think he should modulate his voice a little bit. But man, he's happy to be there, man. You always see Andrew Yang, he's happy to be there. He makes you happy, you know? That's really good. As a leader of a political movement, you know, you want your people to be happy, especially if you're the underdog. You want people to feel motivated and happy. And when they see you happy, then they're far more likely to be happy. So I'm glad that guy is wearing it out on his sleeve. Joe Biden gave a speech. He didn't look very happy. Sometimes, actually, I'm remembering Joe Biden in the climate change forum on CNN the other day. He really looked upset. He looked like angry with the crowd. He looked angry with everyone. But Andrew Yang, looking peppy, looking good, looking fun. Super happy, very, very happy. I think so. He's got some new jokes, you know. I mean, they're not exactly new, but he's got some new jokes. You know, I'm liking the whole bit he has about. When's the last time you've heard a politician say the fourth industrial revolution? You know, and then he'll say just now, right? And I'm barely a politician. That line, you know, I'm barely a politician. Andrew Yang, barely a politician. I think they should make T-shirts of that because that's fantastic. Barely a politician is exactly what I want to hear. I think a lot of independents want to hear that too. So I like that joke. And then he has one of my favorite ones that I've been hearing recently is. And he didn't exactly say it. He said it kind of halfway in the New Hampshire speech, but he said, what does he say? He says, my first thought wasn't to run for president. My first thought wasn't to run for president because I'm not crazy. I really like that because I'm not crazy. It really acknowledges, you know, the position that he's in. He's a long shot, you know. He's the underdog. He's not likely to win. And people, why are you running? Why would you run? You must be just looking for attention. You must be just looking for some money. You just must be showing off, you know. But he's like, no, I'm doing it because I want to solve a problem. Otherwise, I wouldn't do it. I have a wife. I have kids. I got things to do. You know, I'm not gonna run for president. What a tough job. I used to wonder why more people didn't run for president. There was a lot of talented people before Trump. I used to wonder why aren't people? And then you dive into what it's like to run for president and to be president and what happens to you. It's like, who needs that trouble? You know, who needs that nonsense? So yeah, but he does. I do think Yang needs a new closer. Right, that an Asian, the opposite of Donald Trump is an Asian. The opposite of Donald Trump is an Asian man who likes math. That's a little. I really love it. I think it's great, but we've heard it a million times. So you need a new closer. All right, when comedians they perform and they do their comedy special. Before they do the comedy special, they can perform the same jokes over and over. They go to different clubs, different audiences. You do the same joke over and over, right? It's no shame. He's saying this joke. He's being recorded. So I've heard it 100 times in different videos. So there's no shame about it. A lot of people hearing it for the first time. But he said it on the big stage, I think twice. He said it in interviews. People were referring it to him. So now it's like when you do your comedy special. You've burnt your material, man. And of course, he's not going to write a whole bunch of new jokes, but he needs some more jokes, okay? He definitely needs a new closer. He needs a new closer, I believe. I don't know. I don't have one. I'll try to see if I can come up with one. There is a joke that I do. It's kind of this is kind of a variation on a joke that I do. And I say, what is it? What's the joke again? Oh yeah. People say universal basic income is impossible. But no one has made me believe in the power of the impossible more than Donald Trump. Right? If that guy can become president, you can get $1,000 a month. I think, I don't know, is that a joke? It's a modification. The way I tell the joke is a lot better. There's a whole context behind it. But whatever, man. Whatever. Get off my case. I'm trying here. If you got a joke, man, send it to Andrew Yang because he needs some. All right. All you joke tellers out there, write some Andrew Yang jokes. I'm gonna try to do. I'm gonna try to do that here tonight and tomorrow or something, and get some jokes into Andrew Yang. That's a way that I can help. I don't hear a lot of people talking about the jokes he does, but jokes are good. When Donald Trump does his rallies, people describe it as being at a concert, as being in a show, as being a comedy show. That guy is riffing and going on script and off script, and he's funny, right? Now, look, people say he's funny, and I've watched Donald Trump's rallies, and sometimes I think he's funny, but mostly I think it's just ranting. But if you like that, if you like what he's saying, if you're in that zone, then it's got to feel real good. So telling jokes, I think, is important, especially in this day and age with media the way it is. A good joke goes a long way. People really connect to people who can tell a joke. So let's get him a new closer. I think I love the joke. No hate, no hate on that joke. I love it, and he's not a joke teller, so that's not his job. But let's get him another joke. All right, what do I got here left on the list here? Oh yeah. So, hashtag Trump fears Yang. Oof. I heard this bubbling up, and then I saw Paget's video about it, and I'm kind of on the fence about it. I mean, I had the same idea months ago, and I thought, it'd be really good. They should really focus on Andrew Yang's campaign, and the Yang gang should really focus on getting Trump's attention. I mean, why isn't Trump talking about Yang? I keep waiting for it. I keep waiting to wake up to hear he was on the debate stage. I think Trump has talked about Marianne Williamson. I think he's talked about Corey. He's talked about a lot of the lower tier candidates. So why is he not talking about Andrew Yang? And Andrew Yang used to say something at the beginning. I used to hear him say this, and I really like hearing him say this. I haven't heard him say it in quite a while. He said that Donald Trump himself said that the candidate he's the most worried about is some dark horse that nobody knows of, that comes out of nowhere and wins it all. And Andrew Yang says, "I'm that guy." I thought that was super powerful, and I have only heard it a handful of times. I'm pretty sure I've watched every Andrew Yang video that exists. At least on YouTube. But I haven't heard him say that again. So I thought, yeah, it's great. Let's get Donald Trump's attention. I find a way to get his attention, get him to comment, because all he has to tweet on it and tweet it, and millions of people will know about Andrew Yang. And then I thought, I don't know. I don't know if that's the right way to go about things. Trump fears Yang. It feels, I don't know. I know they want to do it. From what I understand, they want to do it to get the media's attention. But I'm on this train of, I know you want media's attention, but don't get the news media's attention, right? Get like entertainment media's attention. Do something outside of the political world to get attention. If you go online and you look up a political video, there's going to be X number of views on it. You go and watch an entertainment video, Justin Bieber or something, Miley Cyrus released a new video, there's going to be millions and millions of views about that. You know what I mean? Millions and millions of views about entertainment, but news media, that stuff doesn't go very far. You could be the most popular in news media and still not know about it. I talk to people who don't know about Bernie Sanders. Like, what? How could you not know about Bernie Sanders? I talk to people who never even heard of Elon Musk. You're like, what? Right? The news media, that's not exactly where you want the attention. You want it in the entertainment media. That's what Donald Trump is. Donald Trump is entertainment for non-political people, right? That's one of his strengths, non-political people. We've got Marv here in the chat here. Well, he did say the third debate would be when he starts getting aggressive. Yeah, okay, so he did say in the third debate, that's when he's going to start getting aggressive. I don't want Andrew Yang to get aggressive, all right? And I want to tell you why, okay? It's along the lines of this Trump fears Yang thing. So you want to get the entertainment media's attention, all right? You want to get the entertainment media's attention. That is going to get him way more views, way more public awareness. And you get the media's attention by doing what he does best. Solve a problem. Solve it. Find a problem in the real world, something to do with real people, and solve it. Actually do it. Put in place a product, a service, a solution to that problem. Solve, even if it's a small problem, solve that problem. If there's something that's showing up on the news, if there's something that's happening in the world, go and solve that problem. Don't just say you're a problem solver. Solve the problem, right? Demonstrate it to people so that they see you in action. And you do that in the real world, in the media world, where everybody is paying attention there, in the entertainment world even, and suddenly you're going to get a lot more attention in the news media, right? Go outside of it to be more interesting. He's got to be more interesting than the most interesting things in politics right now. And people love Bernie Sanders, people love Elizabeth Warren, people love Donald Trump. It's a really hard road to climb up. You don't want to fight in the lane that everybody else is in. You want to make your own lane. And Andrew Yang is not a politician. He is a problem solver. That's what he does best. So put his mind to it and solve a problem. And then also create a product or a service. Like that Donald Trump red hat thing, that Make America Great Again hat thing is a genius idea, because that hat becomes a symbol for an idea that people wear all the time. It's their pride and they put it on. It's not just a political hat. It's something more. It's something that's even in the entertainment world now. It's something that's transcended politics. It's a product that he made famous. So maybe you can't do it with just a hat, because Donald Trump was a super popular guy even before he got into politics. So you have to find some other product to create, something that'd be useful, something that people want, something that will actually help people. And then they have that product in their house. And there it is. Make America think harder. That special thing, that calculator that also fries eggs. Yeah, that was a terrible example. That's a terrible example. But don't get aggressive. That's not your thing, Andrew Yang. You're not an aggressive guy. You're not an aggressive guy. You're not like, I'm going to fight you, punch you in the face. You know his laugh? He's like goofy, you know? He's a nerd. I don't want to see a nerd fight. I never want to see a nerd fight. Even if the nerd is going to beat the jock's butt, who cares? So you've succeeded at being stronger than the bully. Well, okay, but that was never your thing. So now what? You're going to go and act differently now? Or now you're going to walk around wearing tight t-shirts and lifting weights and wanting to beat people? I mean, Andrew Yang, he ain't aggressive. Don't be aggressive. Lean into your strengths. Right? Use your strengths. Your strength is that you're smarter. Your strength is that you are nicer. Your strength is that you solve problems. So solve a problem. Create a product or service that solves a problem, even if it's very small. Whether it's an app or some tool or some service that solves a problem. Oh, you have some complaint about the media? Create an app or a tool or something that gets around that media. Here's where you can actually hear the opinions of the candidates, and put the list of videos there that get updated by the public, open source, so that people can get real news. And every time you're on the news, you say, hey, check out this thing. If you're tired of how the news is not telling you what's going on, here's this new. Anyway, I'm just spitballing here. Mar says, well, I think he meant just fighting back on policies and calling out his differences. Oh, right. I understand what you mean there, right? You're saying that when he says aggressive, it's not really about being aggressive in that way, but it's about properly rebuttaling. I do like that, and I think it's important on some level to be like rebuttaling what's going on. And if it was anyone else, I'd say yes, absolutely get really good at rebuttaling ideas. And being that counter on the stage. But when it comes to Donald Trump, I don't think that will matter. Hillary Clinton was actually pretty good at countering what he was saying. But I mean, I'd fall asleep halfway through what she was explaining. And she was reacting to what Donald Trump was doing. Far better to just explain your position. Here's the thing. Andrew Yang, he's not running on something where it's like hard to understand how it would benefit you, and it's not a difficult thing. If he just explains the benefits of UBI, once you start explaining and once you actually start thinking about it, are so good and so compelling that no other argument matters. It doesn't matter what the other guy is proposing. UBI is better. Think about any policy that Donald Trump or any of the other candidates are proposing that's better than UBI. Think about it. Universal healthcare, is that better than UBI? Free college, is that better than UBI? Guaranteed work, government job, is that better than UBI? if you actually have people just think about UBI, so Donald Trump is saying this, saying that, then it's your turn to speak, and then you just continue to explain UBI, and you cause people to think about it, and you give them the space to think about this idea and walk them through the process. Then Donald Trump keeps speaking, and then here you go again, explaining UBI, walking them through the process. This is for you, simple, easy to understand, right? You don't need to be aggressive at all. Andrew Yang is not running. He has such a good idea that he's actually not running against any candidates. He's only competing against himself. How well can he describe, explain, expound upon universal basic income, the freedom dividend? How well can he explain that concept? Because all the other things he wants to do, though they're great, they're fantastic, or with climate change, when it comes to social justice, whatever. But my God, man, let's be honest. UBI is the thing. UBI is the thing. That is his ticket. That is what gets him forward. And all he really needs to talk about is UBI. Marva's saying not going after their past voting records and past political actions like the others. Yes, I'm right there with you, right? I get it. You're saying he's not being aggressive, like going after people's past. He's going to be talking about policy. He's going to stick to the facts. And I like it when Andrew Yang says that. He says, look, I'm just going to stand there and be the perfect contrast to Donald Trump. I will actually say smart things. I will actually talk about the real problems, and people will hear the difference between the way I speak and the way he speaks. So I think that's great. And not going after people's past and not attacking people, I think that's absolutely fantastic. That's great. I think that's good. But I want him to hammer home how good UBI is. And I don't want him to waste even a moment, especially now. He can't waste a moment of speech. He has to actually explain this to the American people. Here's the thing. Let's say you're in a debate with Trump, right? And you manage to properly rebuttal what he's saying. You manage to actually get at him, right? And take him down a notch. Do the people watching, do they recognize the value of what you're saying? Do they believe that you've taken him down a notch? That's a difficult thing, right? You can attack, and some people go, oh, it was too hard of an attack. Oh, it was out of bounds. Oh, it was, how people talk, like, how dare she? I'm thinking of Tulsi Gabbard when she went after Kamala Harris. People criticizing her, One side they like it, another side they think it's she looks, whatever. I don't want to talk about that. So you attack Donald Trump, right? You attack Donald Trump, and you take him down a notch. Now his supporters, are they on your side? Trump? Here's the thing. The moment Donald Trump started running for president, became a candidate for the presidency, and certainly the moment he got elected, he stopped being an individual and he started being a representative for a set of ideas and ideals. He became a representative, a spokesperson, an avatar, a stand-in for what people believe. So any amount of taking him down, any amount of attacking him, or anything that could be perceived as attacking him, is going to be perceived as attacking his supporters, his base. And I hope you guys don't think that Donald Trump supporters are just a bunch of racists, okay? Maybe there's some racists in there, okay? Maybe there are, but certainly not the majority, right? Millions and millions of people, almost half the country voted for Donald Trump, okay? You got to win some of them over. You want to win some of those Donald Trump supporters over. Actually, a lot of them, all of them. He's a problem solver, Andrew Yang. He's not a politician, so he's not taking sides. It doesn't matter that he's in the Democratic Party. He's not taking sides. Don't be a politician. Just do that for the technicalities. When you get there, when you talk to people, you say, I'm on your side. I'm for you, Donald Trump supporters. So it's not about beating them. It's about recognizing that Donald Trump is their spokesperson, and then to honestly value those things that he's a representative of, to actually try to solve their actual problem. Then when you're empathetic with them and you're on their side, then you communicate your solution. And when they hear that from a place of not somebody who's attacking Donald Trump, but somebody who's on Donald Trump's side, I mean, essentially that's what he has to be. He's going to be the president. Andrew Yang is going to be the president of everyone, every human being, including Jeff Bezos, including Donald Trump, including whoever, man. He's going to be the president of everyone. So he has to be Donald Trump's president too. He has to want what's good for Donald Trump as well, in essence, in spirit, okay? He didn't have to give him back massages or anything. Look, I'm like a dummy, okay? I know that. I'm like a comedian, a motivational speaker. I can motivate, smart enough to do that, but kind of a dummy. And I'm not some political or anything like that. I'm not learned. I just know a little bit about how to communicate to people. I know a little bit about what motivates people. And I know a lot about what motivates me and what gets me going. And what I've liked about Andrew Yang's campaign is that as I followed it, Andrew Yang has been doing a lot of what I would want a politician to do. I was very surprised the way he speaks, the way he talks, the way he interacts with people, the way he explains things. And it's fantastic. But as the campaign goes forward, I'm just a tiny bit nervous about how he's changing, I don't want him to become more politician-y. I don't want him to be the best politician. Right now, he's like actually becoming the best politician, and I don't want him to be a politician. I want him to be a problem solver, an entrepreneur in office. Here's one of the advantages that Andrew Yang has. He has this advantage that the Democrats right now are incensed. They their thing is vote blue no matter who. All right? Vote blue no matter who. Whoever is that nominee is going to get their support. Okay, there's no way Andrew Yang becomes a nominee and people are like, I wanted Joe Biden to win, so I'm not voting. Okay, every single person who would vote for Joe Biden would vote for Andrew Yang if he's the nominee. Every single person who would vote for Bernie Sanders, well, I don't know about Bernie Sanders, but the other candidates, anybody, Elizabeth Warren, they would all vote for Andrew Yang. At least a hefty majority of them, almost all of them, I would say. So you don't got to worry about winning over the blue. You don't have to worry about appealing to that type of base. You need to convert those people who voted for Donald Trump and all independents. Independents, Andrew Yang should have it in the bag. They should know we've got ourselves here someone who's like us, an independent, someone who actually is independent. So don't play this Democrat game and don't do this Donald Trump attacking thing, even if it works. Here's the thing. You want to win with the principles that you want to govern with. Right? The way you win matters. It could be that attacking Donald Trump, it could be that going after him, it could be that trying to get the media on your side is a way that you're going to win, get popular enough to win. But then, are you really in a position that's different than any other president? Do you really have the clout and the social capital and the revolution that you're looking for? Not if you fight your way and get there the same way as everyone else. You've got to get in there with a landslide. You've got to come in there with everyone behind you. You got to get in there the opposite of polarization, right? Unity. You've got to get in there by unifying. And so this whole trying to appeal to the media and being sensational and all that stuff in a way that involves conflict, I don't know. Even if it's like subtle conflict, even if you're just, I don't know if that's the way, because when you get into office, then you'll have to govern that way. You'll always have that relationship with the media and the world. What is he going to do? How is he going to keep our attention? My God, engage the public. Get them to be on your side. You're going to get $1,000 a month from Andrew Yang. This is your vested interest. You're going to do the job to evangelize for him. You're the one who's going to fight for him because you're actually getting something direct from this president, not promises. There's no way he can make this campaign promise and not follow through. He has to do it. It's just like Donald Trump and his wall. Donald Trump has to build that wall. But unlike the wall, like that wall gets built. Okay, suddenly is everything different? I don't know. I can't see that. But if I get $1,000 a month, boy, of course, man, you totally see it different right away. Right away. My goodness. What's one drummer saying here? One drummer says Buttigieg can't plagiarize Yang unless Yang is the source of the material. Yang admits that his ideas are not original. Yeah, I'm going to talk about Buttigieg later on here. Let me finish this chunk. Okay, so he's got vote blue no matter who. Independents, they're tired of attacks, even slight attacks. Okay, I just want to hear someone solve a problem. That's what I want. Don't want any type of attacks. I would rather Trump go, you're stupid, you're an idiot. And then you go, this is how universal basic income will help your life. You're so stupid, you can't do anything. This is how universal basic income will change your life. Comrade Yang, I love you all. I love you, Donald Trump. Here is how we're going to save your life. It's time for things to change. No more attacks, no more barbs, no more criticisms. I can solve your problem. Blah, 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 blah. Right? Be different. Win that way. Win those independents. The only attack that Andrew Yang should level against the president is that he can solve problems better. That's it. That's his core principle. That's his guiding light. He's a problem solver and he can solve problems better. He doesn't have to say that Donald Trump can't solve problems. All he has to do is say that he can solve problems better. Then people have to ask themselves, who do I think is smarter, Donald Trump or Andrew Yang? Andrew Yang doesn't have to say that Donald Trump is a dummy or whatever he thinks. Andrew Yang just has to say, do you think I'm smarter? That's a way of saying that someone's dumb without saying that they're dumb. I don't know if he believes that he's dumb. I'm just saying. Marv says, it does sound good when you say it. Thank you for that, buddy. I appreciate that. And look, I'm thinking things through and I'm trying to figure out the right way. I don't know for sure what the right way is. And maybe I'll evolve on my thinking and we'll see how things play out. Maybe I'm wrong, but if you're going to be different, then you have to be different the whole way. You can't be like everyone else, then I'll be different when I'm president. So if you're going to win, and if you're going to govern in a way that's holistic, that brings people together, unifies, that leaves out the attacks, then start that now. Show people how you act right now. All right. What I want to say here. So describe a UBI. So win by exemplifying those principles. Win by exemplifying the principles. And think about what's going to be after the election. Obama got elected, and there was this huge movement behind him, and it was beautiful and sensational. And if Andrew Yang had a victory like that, or Elizabeth Warren or Bernie Sanders or whoever, you'd be like, oh, wow, that's amazing. That's incredible. But after that amazing campaign and that amazing victory, after that, Obama had stalemate after stalemate after stalemate. They just fought him. Now, if Andrew Yang wins, of course, the politicians are going to fight him or want to. But if their supporters, if those politicians' supporters are also on board with Andrew Yang, then the politicians will have no legs. They'll have no power. Andrew Yang will say, no, I won't do what you want. I'm going to do what the people want. And they'll have to say, yeah, we have to, because our own people are saying, do what Andrew Yang says. Don't be in his way. So this has got to be a campaign where you are, getting the other side. I know Marianne Williamson was on stage, talking about love. Love is the only thing can defeat Donald Trump. She was right. She's right. If you defeat Donald Trump with hate or any measure of hate, you become like Donald Trump. If we win with the same tactics that other politicians win with, we will use those tactics when in office, because that's what we know. This campaign is an opportunity for us to use our imagination, use our creativity, use our problem-solving skills, and find a different way to the White House, one that bypasses the traditional roads. The road to the White House is paved through the media. Do you think that road is not without traps? That road is well worn. They know exactly what to do on that road. I do not want Andrew Yang to be popular with the news media. They're going to gobble him up alive. It's the road. It's like Frodo has to go to Mordor. He has to dump that ring inside the volcano, inside the lava. It's like if he just went straight through, instead of going around and going through the forest and climbing up the wall, he just went straight to the front gates. The media. There's the Eye of Sauron. I see you. Ding, ding, ding. Don't want the eye to see you. Want the eye to be like, what? What happened? How did you get here? You don't want them to see you coming? The media. Do it somewhere else. Come on. Maybe do both. Okay, you can attack, you can do all those things, but maybe do both. Don't attack though. Don't attack. All right. Just so you know, you Yang folks, the numbers are important to you. Math, by the numbers, Donald Trump is better at attacking than Andrew Yang. More practice, more time in the ring, more inclined to do it. You got to see the numbers there. Come on. If I went in the ring to go and fight St. Pierre, I'm going to get my butt kicked. It doesn't matter how good my heart is. It's going to whack me. Okay? But if I stand outside of the cage and I lock the cage and I poke him with sticks, man, I'll win. Well, maybe not. I'll probably just break my sticks and kill me anyway. Don't attack an attacker, man. Don't attack somebody who just lives for attacks. It just seems so stupid. Oh, let's go get there. Let's rile up Donald Trump. Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? Go rile up Kanye West, man. Go rile up, go to the celebrities that support Bernie Sanders, whoever, and talk to them and say, hey, Cardi B, I know you're for so-and-so. Let me see if I can convince you otherwise, you know? Go to Will Smith, you know? Go to Jim Carrey, you know? Talk to them, convince them. My God. Anyway, this stuff keeps me up at night, folks. I think about it all the time. All right, those are the numbers. The last thing in this section I want to talk about is I just want to say optimism, generally speaking, in a political campaign, an optimistic message almost always beats a pessimistic message. People respond far more to optimism than they do to pessimism. Pessimism keeps people home. Right? One of the things that the Republicans do, because there's so many more people, bodies like human people on the side of the Democrats, the Republicans, what they do is that they try to make things negative and make it sour and make it all about fighting and making it down to suppress the vote. And people will get, there's no hope and change, there's no message of optimism, so they just stay home, right? And so they know, hey, instead of trying to get our voters out, let's just get the other side's voters down and let's make it a hostile environment and conflicting, so people just go, I don't even want to think about it. You know, pessimism doesn't help. But an optimistic gets people out. An optimistic message gets them standing in line. An optimistic message gets them talking about you. An optimistic message is something that people want to think about. That's how you get your message across. It's not left, it's right, it's forward, right? That's an optimistic message. It's not left, not right, it's forward. That's optimistic. I will move us forward, and I'm not going to do it by demonizing anyone, not even Donald Trump. If I look at Donald Trump and I do not demonize him and I do not bring him down and I do not attack him in any way, then when I look at you, you Republican, when I look at you and say I am on your side, you will believe me. Because the person who is the easiest to hate, I don't hate. The person who's easiest to discount, I don't discount. The person who's the easiest to set aside, I do not set aside. I'm his president too, so I will be your president. That's what he should tell people. Tell them, Andrew Yang, tell them the truth. You're on their side. I know. I'm not saying anything that I don't think you already believe. This is not political messaging. This is what you already believe. And I don't want you to be convinced by anybody. I don't want you to be told by anybody to do anything differently, man. And do it the way you know. Follow your instincts. Unite. Unite. All right. Yang surfing. Did you see Andrew Yang crowd surfing? Oh my God. Oh my God. I absolutely love that video. It's so good. You see that and you got to think to yourself, what the hell is an Andrew Yang? What is going on with that Yang gang? What is happening there? Who is Andrew Yang? Crowd surfing? That's what I'm talking about, man. That entertainment, that excitement. You need 10 times of that. You need 100 of those. And people are going to go, what is going on? I want to go to that. I want to go to there. Tina Fey would say, you know? Man. Crowd surfing. If you haven't seen it, go over to the Andrew Yang, official Andrew Yang Twitter, and it's there. It's there recently. You can find it. Go check it out. Maybe I'll retweet it on my Twitter channel. Re-elect Andrew Yang 2024. The road to the White House in 2024 begins with winning the 2020 election. I am so optimistic about Andrew Yang that I'm already planning for the next one. All right. Andrew Yang crowd surfing. Absolutely fantastic. That's the types of things I want to see. You know, it looks like he's having fun. I think he actually mentioned something about crowd surfing in some previous videos. So I'm not surprised when I saw it. I was like, I think he kind of said that he wanted to do something like this. So I'm so glad that he got it done. I want to hear the story around it. I want to find out how that happened. I want to know how that went, contrived or not. I think it's very entertaining, very cool. That looks like a lot of fun. I want to see if the media ignores that. Can you imagine if any other candidate, besides Donald Trump maybe, but any other candidate on the Democratic side had a video like that? If Elizabeth Warren was being carried on the heads of a crowd of people, if Joe Biden was, can you imagine if Bernie Sanders, if anybody else was crowd surfing at their political rally, it'd be front page news, it'd be on the news right away. Andrew Yang, I can't wait to see. Is it on the news? Is it there? I don't know. It's going to be very fun to see if they ignore that. Yang media blackout. Crowd surfing, guys. That's the sign of something good. That's why I'm doing videos, okay? Because I love that type of thing. The Yang gang. I am not doing this because of Andrew Yang. Okay, I love what he's doing, and I love the idea of universal basic income. I am obsessed with it, and I want it here in Canada. But what's got me incredibly excited is the Yang Gang, the greatest weapon that Andrew Yang has, the greatest resource and tool that Andrew Yang has, the attention of the Yang Gang. Yang Gang, let me tell you, there's going to come a day where you're going to feel like, I shouldn't support Andrew Yang. I feel shame for supporting Andrew Yang. I heard something terrible about Andrew Yang. That day is going to come. Just stay with him. Stay with him. Ignore what they say as best as you can. Not ignore it. I mean, pay attention, but just assume, the bashers do come, okay? Just hang in there. Let him know. Let him know that the Yang Gang is with him. Don't let him worry that he'll lose the Yang Gang. He needs you. You are everything. I said that Donald Trump became, the day he got elected, he became a representative for a set of ideas and ideals. Andrew Yang is your representative. Don't demand that he be perfect, right? But stay behind him and let him know that you're always with him no matter what. Let him go to bed at night and not worry that his supporters are going to leave him because he went down in the polls, because he missed the debate. He can be president. He can find a road to the presidency no matter what. The only thing that ends our optimism, our expectation for Andrew Yang becoming president, is a new president being sworn in. And even then, I can still see a road where Andrew Yang becomes the leader of the free world. Never give up on him. The Yang Gang is what he needs. Crowd surfing, all the rest of it, okay? I think people are putting tattoos on their bodies, people making songs. I love it, okay? More. You are his weapon. You're his secret power, not his weapon. You are his power. Your power comes from, remember that episode of Heroes, that season of Heroes where you had that guy who can cause earthquakes, but he can cause big earthquakes only when people are around. He used the energy of other people. His power came from other people. That's Andrew Yang. He gets his power from you. You can tell, man, when he's in front of an audience. Hello, New Hampshire. I was about to say hello, nerds. Hello. He's so happy. He gets his energy. He's a performer. He gets his energy from the crowd. Do not give up on him. It was on CNN. Okay. The surfing was on CNN. Okay, that's cool. I really love that. So I want to see all that. I mean, I didn't think they were going to ignore him. I just, if it was, I just know if it was any other candidate, it'd be sensational news. We'll see what happens with Andrew Yang. I've seen all kinds of things in the past when people were doing with political campaigns that nobody ever heard of, and supporters are really wonderful. Don't give up on Andrew Yang. Do not let him go. Yang surfing. Oh man, I love that guy. Pete Buttigieg. I think I'm saying his name right. I actually like that his name is like complicated and hard to. I have to like Google it when I want to write it just to be sure how to write it. I actually like that. I think it's part of his strength. It makes people like remember him. It's like it's unique. It sticks in your brain. Pete Buttigieg. What? Booty. It almost sounds like a bad word. Buttigieg. It sounds like not a bad word. It sounds like something you do on text message. Oh, what happened? I just got a Buttigieg call. Who this? Anywho, Pete Buttigieg, copycat, plagiarizing Andrew Yang. How dare he? How dare he plagiarize Andrew Yang? How shameful is that? He took Andrew Yang's idea and didn't give him credit. How could he? Come on, guys. They're running for president. He's not going to credit the other guy who's running in the same race he's running for the idea. The idea is good. That's why he's copying it. That's huge praise. Huge praise. There might be people who never even heard of Andrew Yang, and when they hear Pete Buttigieg say his thing, and then later on they hear Andrew Yang say his thing, they go, "Yeah, that doesn't sound so crazy. I think I've heard that somewhere else before." It gets the idea out there. It's fantastic. The thing you should hope for is that all the candidates plagiarize Andrew Yang. Every one of his gosh darn ideas, man. It's great news. Celebrate. The moment you hear Andrew Yang's words come out of another politician's mouth, just know that means he's climbing up. He's coming up. Oh my God, they tried to hold Bernie Sanders down so hard. Now everybody talks about Medicare for all. It used to be a crazy idea. Now everyone talks about it. Everybody's had it in their mouth. Oh, they're just copying Bernie Sanders. It's amazing that they're copying Bernie Sanders. I want all of them to copy. I want Donald Trump to ask for a UBI. Honestly. I mean, what do you care about more? Do you need this one specific meat sack to be the president? Or do you want the idea to be enacted? Who cares? Oh, he's just saying that he won't actually do it. That's the question, right? That's the only thing that should concern you, right? Don't be upset that he said it, right? Just let people know, though he said it, he won't do it. Andrew Yang will do it. That's the thing to talk about. Not how dare he. How dare he. He should do it. Just like Marianne Williamson. I don't know. Every one of them, every one of those candidates, and probably they will eventually, should adopt universal basic income if they want to win the presidency. Because none of them are going to beat Donald Trump. I do not see that happening. Unless the economy turns real bad or some crisis occurs, will be the next president if Andrew Yang is not the nominee. Andrew Yang keeps saying that he is the most electable, and that if electability matters to you, then vote for him. And that's absolutely correct. But what he could also say is, if you do not vote for me, Donald Trump will be the president. You need someone unique, different, someone who's bringing both sides together to win. The rest of it's not going to win, right? The rest of those people are not going to win. Joe Biden. I love Elizabeth Warren. I love Elizabeth Warren. I absolutely loved her like 10 years ago. But now she seems a little, I don't know. I can't believe that she's corrupted. I can't believe that she's turned. I can't believe that. But some of her behavior is a little, I don't know. She's getting a lot of popularity now because, I mean, if you just, I believe in Elizabeth Warren. She got billions back for people. She fought for people. That lady was fantastic. I love her as much as I love Lawrence Lessig, truly fighting for the people. But she's been a politician for a while now, for a minute. And the milk has turned. I think the milk has turned. Andrew Yang kind of talks about that. He says, no, people go to Washington, Capitol Hill with the best intentions, and then things happen. And I think Elizabeth Warren's been there for a little too long for me to trust her. Kind of worried about Elizabeth Warren. But, if she started talking about, she'll probably talk about universal basic income. She took Inslee's climate change platform. She doesn't seem shy about taking people's platform. She's kind of like Bernie Sanders light. So that might be very good. UBI. Anyway. Don't worry about people who copy Andrew Yang. That's flattering. It's wonderful. It's good for Andrew Yang because once he gets up there, the idea has been talked about more. They're tenderizing the idea. Look, man, it's kind of a tough pill to swallow. Almost every single person I've ever explained UBI, I've ever mentioned UBI to, has been like, "What?" Every single person, no exception, of all walks of life. What? Universal basic income? What? A guaranteed income? What are you talking about? That's a hard pill to swallow. It's a tough piece of meat to chew. It's a hard one. It's tough. Let it be tenderized by the Buttigieg of the world. Let Joe Biden parrot the fourth industrial revolution lines, and then when Andrew says it, it'll be like, I've heard someone I respect and care about say that before. So you're going to transfer that over to you. It's good news, folks. It's good news. Thanks for watching, you guys. You guys are awesome. I've got more show coming up here. I'm just talking here, but I got a lot to say, I guess. I got more show coming up. I really appreciate you commenting and being involved. Like and subscribe if you like the show. I'm going to keep doing content. I'm not going to stop. I love being in front of the camera. It's really a lot of fun. So if it's too late now or whatever, watch the videos later. But share, become a subscriber, and I'll give you more content. You can follow me on Twitter. You can follow me on Instagram, and you can follow me on Facebook. On Facebook, I post the videos, the important videos of Andrew Yang's. I post them on that page. So from now on. So when he has an appearance, or whether there's a debate or a news item, I'll post it there, and that way you guys can see it. All right, what do we got next here? All right. Oh yeah. Agree. What did I write here? Okay, yeah. Maybe I shouldn't talk about it in this video. It's going to be too long. I'll save that for another video. Or did I put that in the title? If I put it in the title, then okay, taxation as theft. I got to talk about it. All right. I was listening to a video, Nerds for Yang, on Nerds for Yang channel, Nerds for Andrew Yang 2020. My favorite Andrew Yang channel, got to say. Sorry, Paget, you're like number 2, but Tom there, it's pretty good. I like him, real nerdy, like him. Also he knows a little about political history, I disagree with him with some things. But anywho, I was watching Nerds for Yang interview this gentleman, JFK, what's his name? Anyway, I forget his name. How shameful of me. Go check out Nerds for Yang, Andrew Yang channel, and you can go check out the Nerds for Andrew Yang 2020 YouTube channel. The video that's there, he's interviewing a guy named JFK. Can't remember his name. You know what? Why am I doing this? Okay, I can find out his name very easily. Okay, I have the internet. Okay, it is solving problems here. Okay, this may not be problem solver politics. This may not be problem solver politics, but we can solve some problems here anyway. So we go for Nerds for Yang. This is what you should be doing. And I know some of you already know that channel, of course. Nerds for Yang. And Paget is live right now. Paget is live. Okay, so now I want to go watch that. Hey, maybe some of you are over there. Oh man, I want to watch the show. Maybe I'll watch it just a little bit. No, I can't. Ooh, okay. His name is James Keith. And he was talking about kind of like sharing of the profits. When a company has a profit, when there's value provided, then everybody should get a cut, And it kind of made me think about this taxation as theft argument. This taxation as theft argument that people have on the Republican side. The conservatives, they talk about taxation as theft. They're like, hey, man, when the government taxes me, that's the government taking my money against my will. And people go, well, it's not against your will. It's not against your will. It's the government. You go, yeah, but if I don't give it, then there are consequences. No, it's not against your will. Yeah, but they're going to come with guns and shoot and put me in jail if I don't do it. So I have to do it. I'm forced to. It's theft. It's robbery. Right? That's what the Republicans think. That's what conservatives think. They think taxation is theft, and you should keep taxation down to the minimum. All right? And so JFK, he's talking about taking from A and giving to B, which the Republicans, the conservatives would say, you're robbing A to give to B. And that's not right. And on some level, I actually agree with that. I actually agree on that. However, I agree with JFK's goals. I believe with the goal of creating a fairer outcome, an economy that is more dynamic and rewards all those who participate. I do want that as a goal. It's just the means of accomplishing that goal, the tactic, the tool, the method for accomplishing that goal of taxation, generally speaking, doesn't really go over well with conservatives, doesn't really go over well with me. I'm not an anarchist or anything like that, but taxation is theft to some degree. Okay, it's not actual theft, it's like legal theft, but just because the government does it doesn't make it not stealing. So taxation is theft. Now then you think about the VAT tax, right? That's how Andrew Yang largely wants to pay for the UBI, for the freedom dividend, with a VAT tax, a value added tax, a type of sales tax. And generally speaking, I'd be totally against that. And I'm only telling you this because he needs to win over conservative supporters, okay? So I'm giving you a perspective that might help you, right? None of the other YouTube videos that I'm seeing, these people are very conservative. I know Tom on Nerds for Andrew Yang used to be a Republican, but he ain't anymore, okay? And he sounds a little bit more a liberal or libertarian. So, or liberal, let me say. But I do see it as taxation is theft. So the VAT tax is kind of like theft, but here's the thing, and this is what I think what Andrew Yang should start telling the conservatives. This is the thing. The rich and powerful, the big guys in the world, they've already robbed you. You've already been robbed. And it ain't really stealing when you're stealing back your own stuff. Come on. Right? So if you tax those who have been reaping the benefits, taking it maliciously, they're hiding it from you. I mean, they're not letting you know, right? It's pretty, your data, your resources, the government, they are really controlling things. So it's already kind of corrupted. It's already pretty corrupted, right? The system. So they've already stolen from you. Do you remember the financial crash in 2008? They already stole from you. So to put a VAT tax in a way would be to steal it back. And I say stealing your own stuff back is perfectly fine. I think even a conservative would understand that. You're like, look, I know I'm not interested in raising your taxes or anything like that, but we need a mechanism that these companies can't skirt around because you pay taxes, but they don't. So they're able to skirt around the system. The VAT tax is not just a VAT tax. It's a type of tax that's very hard to go around. Then we're going to actually get what we're supposed to. So I'm not interested in taxing you and stealing your money. I want to keep more money in your pocket. But the way I get more money in your pocket is by putting this tax on. And I'm not for all taxes, and that's not the way I see government. But in this case, this is the way that you get what you need. That's how you can talk to conservatives. That's how you can talk. I agree with the goal. But the tactic of like, let's divvy out the pie, that's a little scary to me. That's a little more like socialism. I don't really like that. Okay, that makes me nervous. I don't want the Americans to do that. I don't want the rest of the world to do that. Okay, I'm kind of nervous about that. Right? We already have enough of that in Canada. Okay, it's not really what I want. But in this case for UBI, I think it should be done, especially in the United States. So I agree on the goals. Not necessarily the tactics. That's just me. I'm not entirely sure where Andrew Yang falls on that. You know, sometimes he sounds like a libertarian. Other times he sounds very liberal. I don't know how he thinks about taxation and how cavalier he is with the VAT tax and how willing he is to increase that number if it serves him politically. You know, people are worried it's going to start at $1,000 a month, but then it's going to go up to 15, and then before long, people are getting $3,000 a month, and it's like, is that possible? Maybe. Certainly not possible. All right, so that's it for goals there. All right, last I want to say, Yang Gang in LA. My God, man. The Yang Gang really makes me want to go and live in the United States, okay? I want to get my Nexus card because I want to be able to travel back and forth to the United States a lot faster. The Yang Gang in LA, I love those videos you guys are putting up. It's so fantastic. The videos you guys are putting up, man. Yang Gang, I love seeing you guys there, videos in the streets, showing people doing stuff. It's fantastic. It's so awesome. I love seeing that excitement. More of those videos, please. I got to learn more about the people. I got to see more channels. I got to see what was going on. People being festive, eating food. Oh, my God. When politics brings people, human people together, especially in real life, it's just so beautiful. The Yang Gang. In LA. I really wish I could be in LA. I know there's a terrible homeless crisis there, you know, part of something that maybe Andrew Yang can help to solve, but I'd like to be in LA to see the Yang Gang. I don't know where the Yang Gang is. I got to figure out if they're Yang Gangers. That's a weird way of putting it. Yang lovers here in Montreal, where I live. You know what? I'm going to put up a meetup to meet Andrew Yang supporters because there must be some here in Canada. There's a lot of politically savvy people here paying attention to U.S. politics. All right. I think that's it for me. I think that's where I'm at. I talked about a lot. Oh my God, 54 minutes. That's a long time. It's too long. You got to keep things to about 10 to 15 minutes on, you know, less than that, even better, because retention rates are pretty slow. People cut off like very quickly. You got to keep it short. But Joe Rogan has 3-hour podcasts. You're not Joe Rogan. You guys, thank you so much for watching the show. Really appreciate it. I can't wait to do the next one. I'll do videos as long as more content comes out about Andrew Yang and more videos and more things that happen. I want to talk about them. I want to share about them. I want to celebrate what the Yang Gang is doing. So as long as there's something happening in the news, you can expect more videos from me. Make sure to follow me on Twitter, on Instagram, Facebook. Those different platforms are there. They do different things. Go check it out. I am here in Canada, and I can vote in your election. But I know that attention matters. My attention matters, your attention matters, and I can vote with my attention. So I'm going to give Andrew Yang my attention, even from over here in Canada. And I want to do everything I can within reason. Do everything I can within reason. I'm going to do everything I can, as long as I don't have to get up too early, to help Andrew Yang become the president. I think it would make the world better. I think it would actually make the world better. And I'm so looking forward to it. Can you tell that I don't want to leave? Can you tell that I don't want to turn off the camera? I love talking about Andrew Yang. I love talking about Andrew Yang. That guy is totally my guy, a nerd in chief. Man. First, we got a million Avengers movies. Then we get Andrew Yang. It's like the world is made for nerds. I love it. I love it. I love it. Who knew? Growing up in the past, where most people grow up, I never thought the nerds would win. I never thought the nerds would win. But now we got technology. Everybody wants the technologies. Everybody wants the technologies. Everybody likes the nerds. Nerds on TV. Nerds are the cool guys on TV shows. Nerd heroes. Nerd movies. Video games. Superheroes. Oh. Ooh. We live in a world that nerds built. And Andrew Yang is going to be the Terry on top of that. Nerd Sunday. Ooh. Marv says, amen. Amen, brother. Oh, I think he's going to change the world. I think we're watching the world about to radically change. I can't sleep, guys. I can't sleep. I believe that with Andrew Yang, this thing, we're about to see the world change like it's never changed before. Once it happens in the United States, UBI is going to be everywhere. People are going to go, oh my God, we have to give our citizens a universal basic income. There's so much more I can say on this topic. There's so much more, but I got to save it for next videos. Subscribe. I have so many more things to tell you, things that I haven't heard in any of the other videos. You got to subscribe to this channel. God, I don't want to go, but I have to go. I don't want to go, but I have to go. Okay, I got to go. That's the show, guys. You've been a lot of fun. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. I want to talk to you. I want you to talk to me. I want to hear what's going on. And I'm figuring things out as I go along. I know sometimes I sound like a know-it-all, but I don't know it all. Just figuring it out as I go along. But I have an instinct and I have a feeling. I want to communicate that to you, just in case. Oh, Andrew Yang lost. I'll die. And I'll go to some nerd heaven, and then God will revisit my life, and I'll ask questions of God. Hey, God, remember that Andrew Yang campaign back in 2020? Oh, yes, I do remember it. Could you tell me why Andrew Yang lost? Well, looking at the data, looking at the numbers, I can tell you that. Everything was in order for him to win, except for a young man named Peter Hartman who refused to do a show on YouTube. It would have given him the knowledge necessary for him to win, turn the tides of history. But all we got was nothing. Welcome to heaven. Welcome to nerd heaven. Oh, I could have helped. I could have said something. I was silent, and then he lost. But I spoke up. And he still lost. But I still spoke up. He's going to win. He's going to win. He's going to win. I always vote for the underdog, but this underdog, I believe he can get there. Just don't be a politician, Andrew Yang. Don't be a politician. You guys are so awesome. Thank you so much for watching the show. I got to hit end stream. You can tell I don't want to. I really don't want to leave. You guys are so awesome. I don't want to leave. Please, please, please. I won't leave. I gotta go.